Hey, what's up guys, Sir Emanon here, and welcome to another video. So we are back from a 3-day break, very short one from uploading here, just because with all the content I've been releasing recently, I wanted to make sure that I did not burn out, because I felt that was kind of on the horizon. So just wanted to make sure I nipped that in the bud, took a couple of days to mentally recharge, and now we're back better than ever. And also, as you can probably tell, I took some of that time to fix my mic settings and change things around quite substantially. So hopefully the audio sounds a lot better than it did before. But if you have any feedbacks for improvement, I'd love to hear that in the comments. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started here. So we are going to be playing some more just new format Grand Creators, new bandlist testing up against my friend Aberdeen here. And we're on some interesting decks. So I'm actually playing the P.U.N.K Virtual World deck. And P.U.N.K obviously is a very cool engine out of Grand Creators. Obviously overshadowed by the Brave token stuff or the Adventure token stuff at the moment. But I think that it's a really, really cool package. Obviously, E-Tele coming to 3 is pretty big. And in Virtual World specifically, it's cool to have level 3 tuner access, just more of it. And then his deck is on the, the Brave token, Tenyi Synchro, Rose Dragon package, and he's also playing Punks. So it's just every engine in one deck, pretty much. Also, I haven't been playing too much Grand Creators format, apart from the few Lunalight videos I've been putting out, and I want to just make sure that I play a whole bunch of other decks. So yeah, this deck obviously I'm not super practiced on, so feel free to leave, feedback or comments on that regard as well. But let's just get started here without any further ado. So we are going to lose the RPS here, which is pretty traditional. And I think I have 2 matches actually in this video, so stay tuned for that. But he's going to choose to go first, obviously. His hand going first is going to be Longyun, Droplet, Foxytune, Amin, and Enchantress. Thank goodness they changed this card's name, by the way. I would not be able to say this on YouTube if they kept its original name, or the fan-translated name, I should say. But yeah, his hand's good. This is like the rotor for the deck, if you guys are unaware. It allows you to add a P.U.N.K monster by paying 600. The other effect's not as relevant, but it's a level 3 tuner. Obviously, summonable via the E-Tele, and is a pretty strong Hcabe 5x enabler, which is also why we're playing it. Because keep up pitch lines of VW are very strong. But yeah, he also has the Enchantress, which is good, and then just a defensive card and Droplet. Our hand going second is E-Tele, Lancia, Lulu, Nian Nian, and Ash Blossom. So we have actually 2 hand traps, which is surprising because our build is not playing very many right now. I'm trying to figure out the best ratios for everything. It's really hard to fit in like all the engine cards required, plus the P.U.N.K package, which is a little bit bulky. It's not like that many cards, but it adds up quite a lot. And then, you have to be able to play the game, but also be able to go second, which is pretty difficult. I wanted to keep it to 40 just because like VW already has consistency problems and you're not going to be able to add more names to your deck. So I just wanted to make sure that I kept it at 40 here. But our hand's pretty solid for sure. So I think both of us open pretty well, I would say. So he's going to start with the Foxytune. This goes ahead and sends it from hand or field to grave for cost. And then it sends another card from your hand to the grave and then summons a P.U.N.K that's not level 8 from your deck. So yeah, here we were just like reading it and we realized it's actually not cost. I don't ash this. I wasn't even thinking about doing it because I know what deck he's on. So I wanted to make sure that I like stopped either the Hcabe 5x stuff, like the Brave stuff. Well, here I can drop Lancia, but I was never going to ash this. So he goes ahead and summons out the Spider from deck. This is the one that searches the trap. And then the trap is effectively just an imperm. So yeah, he goes ahead and does that. And then going to drop Lancia to just cut off the Enchantress. And then we're going to go ahead and watch as he normal summons the Amin here. And then he goes into Hcabe 5x. Actually, I should have dropped Lancia before he activated the Spider, because this thing's not on summon. It's just an ignition, so just a thing to keep in mind. Here we go ahead and Ash Blossom this. And then that actually stops his turn because he has no more extension. This is like a 1-up in this deck. It's like you can typically search it via the Chi Shell, and you don't really want to draw it. So he just goes and sets 2 passes. We draw a Lily for turn, which is pretty good. It helps us with the VW package. So we're going to begin things out with E-Tele. And then we're going to summon our own copy of Amin. And then we're going to go ahead and activate the Amin effect, paying 600 to go and search for a monster, but that gets negated by the Gabu. And then we're going to go ahead and follow that up with a normal summon of Nian Nian. Now I could go into Hcabe 5x to try and keep playing here, but if that's another disruption that he has set, or if he has like an Ash in hand or something, I want to make sure that I can play because he has the Enchantress engraved. So I don't have any more defense, and if my play gets stopped, I want to be able to make sure that I can I won't be able to do anything, basically. Like, I want to make sure that I can at least stop him to some degree. So I go ahead and basically forfeit the Hcabe 5x play, and I go for Lulu. Because obviously I can't go into Hcabe 5x afterwards. Nor can I summon Despot 1 for that matter, because VW restrictions. So we're going to go ahead and send Xinguang to search for Chuche. I play this turn kind of weird. Again, I'm not really well practiced with Virtual World in general right now. I probably should have sent a trap to search for the Kowloon, because I should be trying to go for a Zulkin line. Because I could do that here if I sent like Chuche to go search for Kowloon, and they go like Chuche raise Lulu. to play around hand traps. And then if I get like Nibiru or Veilord or anything, I could just activate the Kowloon and then like get the Chuche, and I have Lily anyways to go ahead and like do more stuff. I guess to be fair, at that point, I don't have anything to pitch off Qinglong, but I'm drawing a card off Charge Warrior here anyways. So yeah, I think I just played this turn out wrong. I should have done it the other way here, as I mentioned. But we're gonna go for Charge Warrior. We draw into Lalo, and here I kind of like fumble a bit even more. I activate Lily when I should activate Lalo here, because again, I'm not even thinking about going to Zulkin right away until after the fact. But I definitely should have just done it. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and send Xuanwu, send Qinglong. And then here I go for a Vermilion. So now I'm like, okay, well, I just might as well force the back row since I already committed into this line. I already messed up. And if he has Nibiru, I just concede to that. To be fair, I think Nibiru is getting considerably less popular in the main deck right now. Just because like by itself, it's not good enough to stop like a lot of decks, especially if they're on the adventure stuff. I think Nib is still pretty decent though. Like if you pair it with other hand traps, I think you have to play hand traps. If you guys watched my Little Light deck profile a couple days ago, a lot of you guys pointed out that I was looking like a fool by not playing hand traps against Scythe. I think you guys are right. I think my reading the format was just completely wrong. Honestly, not playing hand traps against Scythe is just like not good. So yeah, I definitely think that hand traps are better. It's funny because like every time I think board breakers are good, I end up going back to hand traps because I'm like not. I would say like 80% of the time I'm team hand traps. Probably more than that, honestly. I love hand traps. But yeah, it's just like hand traps are really weird against the adventure stuff. So I think the format's in a weird spot right now. But yeah, that goes ahead and pops the droplet, which is not going to chain. And then we're going to go ahead and Qinglong here to search for GG. And here, I just want to make sure that I have a follow-up, or I think I should go for game. I'm trying to think of a way to go for game here. I played this game last night, but I'm really trying to remember what I did. I can't remember what I did exactly. All right, so I search at GG and I pitch it. I think I just wanted to get the extra VW name banished in case I get nibbed, which is fair. But like this allows me to go for game more reliably because right now I'm gonna go for I think Zulkin into a Shenshen. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and Lalo to send Chuche, and then we're gonna bring back the GG that we pitched, and then we're gonna bring back Yan off the GG summon. And then here we go for Zulkin. We're gonna set Chuche and then send a Crystal Wing. And then now we're pretty much safe. So we can get Chuche to raise the level of one of these monsters to go into Shenshen. And then we go ahead and Nian to put back the Ash. And then here we're going to Shenshen. He doesn't bother tagging out. And then here does the math, but I mentioned that I'm going to do the play where you attack with Crystal Wing, and then you go ahead, activate Shenshen to put something back, and then negate your own Shenshen with Crystal Wing, so it gains 2800. And then, yeah, that way you get more damage in. Because otherwise that was not game, as you see right there. So we go ahead and take game one here. Pretty good. I mean, again, we got pretty lucky with drawing our go second cards because I think I'm only on 6 hand traps in this list, and I definitely want to raise the number of the hand traps because that is not enough this format. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go second again. So his hands this time is Foxy-tune, Right of Artemisia, or Artemisia. I'm just gonna call it Right. Hop-Your Squadron, Forbidden Droplet, and Vishuda. So this is like off a Cupid pitch search, I imagine. But the hand is also pretty good. Like opens up Foxy-tune again, plus like Brave Token stuff. And then our opening hand this time is going to be Ash, Double Gamma, E-Tilly, and Kowloon, so no VW names. I think this is actually a game where the Punk package signs pretty well, which you'll see. But yeah, he's going to go start off with the right here, and then he's going to right to summon the token, and then get out the Fateful. And then he's going to go ahead and I think here he chooses not to Foxy-tune. Again, we're doing testing, we're in Discord, so we're letting each other take back plays and stuff, which is kind of the point of testing. Because I do not feel confident going into rated, which will be coming back soon. Like Doombook rating will be coming back, but I am not good enough right now to play in rated. Obviously, it's just rated, but like I really want to make sure that I at least have a decent handle on the format, and I definitely am not there yet. But he's gonna summon out Vishuda, and then he's gonna go for Foxy-tune effect, pitch the Droplet, and then summon out the Madam Spider. And Spider effect is gonna pay 6 to go ahead and grab the Dangerous Gabu, and then he's gonna off that summon. Search for the Draco back, and then he's going to activate Fateful to search Griffin Rider, and then pitch the Draco back, and then equip it to the token. And then from here, he is going to special out Griffin Rider, and then go into Halka Fibrax. And then here, I chain Ash, and they changed Griffin. And then I tapped out because he had to mute for a second, so I thought he was thinking. And then I didn't realize that he went ahead and like did more plays, and then I realized, oh yeah, I was supposed to drop Gamma there on the Griffin Rider. So we just go back here. Yeah, like the play was obviously to Ash and then Gamma the Griffin Rider, so we're just going back to that point. So he's gonna set Gabu and then pass, and then we draw into a copy of Foxy-tune of our own, which actually is gonna help out quite a lot here because that makes it so we can E-Tilly into other stuff if needed. So we know that he has Gabu because he searched it, and then like there's one other hand trap maximum. So we're gonna Foxy Tune effect. We're gonna pitch our other Gamma to summon out the Almond from deck, and then we're gonna Almond effect to pay 600. And then he's not going to negate it this time because he negated it last time, and then realized that like I'm gonna do VW stuff. So I think he's holding it for like Halka Fireback, so the Auroradon, which is valid. Because yeah, obviously like imperm type effects aren't good against the VW package in general, but like I mean, if you like negate this stuff, then like if I still have VW names, then like it doesn't make a huge difference. I think he just wants to save this for like the highest impact point. So we're gonna go and search a copy of Spider, and then here I go ahead and normal out the Spider, and then I go and go into Fortune Tomb. I don't search here because I cited out the Gabu going second. And then here we go ahead and attack into the token, take 16, and then main phase 2 we go into a copy of Zeus. And then we activate the effect to force out the Gabu. I just want to force it so I can go into more plays afterwards. And then we're going to go into E-Telly, summon out Lulu, and now we can go ahead and go for a Halka Fireback's play. Yeah, I think I also cited out a copy of Amen going second as well. Like the side patterns are super weird because like there's so much engine, but obviously I want more than, you know, just the 6 main deck hand traps if I know I'm going second. But yeah, we're going to go for Hulk to summon a Auroradon. And then here, pretty much, if he has a hand trap, I lose. I recognize this, but I don't really have another play because there's drew no VW names. So we're just going to keep going. To be fair, his follow-up's not that good either. Because like he's pretty much just playing the Brave stuff, which is good, but by no means is it going to like threaten a lethal necessarily by itself. So we're going to go for a Auroradon. Pretty much if I can make a play here, we're good to go. And you can really see that, you know, we are in pretty good shape. So we're going to go ahead and summon a token, summon a Despot 1. We're going to go for Cupid Pitch. And then we're going to go ahead and reduce the level to go for Juju. This is pretty standard for the VW stuff because, you know, obviously pitch searches Lulu or Lily, and then you get to burn your opponent as well. And you can go for the Juju to put the name on board. If we didn't already have Kowloon, which we do, so that's good because we can get more monster access here without having to rely on Qinglong, and you don't have too many spare resources right now. And we're going to go ahead and send Qinglong to search for Lily off the Lulu. And we're pretty good to go here. And I made a mistake in deck building, which I actually forgot to fix both after this match, or before this match and after this match. But for some reason, I forgot to put Coral Dragon in my deck list. I don't know why. I just forgot. I built this deck very, very quickly, and I did not take the time to put in the very obvious cards. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and Juju to send. That's also the nice thing about the Punks, by the way, is that they're both Earth Psychics, so they're different names, and you can go and send them off Juju, which is nice going second. So that's like a cool synergy. We're gonna go ahead and make a copy of Stardust Charge. We're gonna draw into a copy of Lalo, and that is, I think that's the second time we drew Lalo off charge, which is pretty funny. We are going to just try and go for. I think we go for game here. We definitely should try and go for game if I didn't go for game. But yeah, we also have Auroradon pop if we want to pop the Fateful. If we want to like reserve resources for Chuche, which is something to think about. Because I'm not playing Cold Wing in the list. The deck's already bricky as is. I don't want to add another brick. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and allow here to send Chuche to bring back a Lulu. And now we have a bunch of tuners on board as well as non-tuners, so we can go Shen Shen. And then we're gonna go ahead and go into Vermilion. Reduce the level of Lala. I skipped a step there. So we're gonna go Vermilion effect, and then we're gonna go banish the Lulu to pop the Fateful. And then we're gonna banish Qinglong to go ahead and search for Gigi. And then we're gonna pitch the Lily. I think I just wanted maximum follow-up in case. We're gonna GG effect to send a spell, and then we're gonna Auroradon Tribute, which gets banished, and then we're gonna pop the Hulk. And he was gonna chain, but this thing actually doesn't target. That's pretty good. And then we are going to add back Lulu. Oh yeah, I couldn't go for game, duh, because I Zeused, right? I couldn't go for game. Yeah, silly me. Past me was better than current me, apparently. All right, so he's gonna draw. It's a copy of Red Rose, and he's going to concede. So yeah, I think like this is pretty good. Like we were able to break the board. To be fair, we drew 2 hand traps both games, but I think like this game especially was a good showcase of the Punk engine. Both engines did a pretty good job of that. But yeah, let's go ahead and go into another match. It's against the same deck. Let me just refresh to make sure it doesn't lag as badly. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start things off. We both fixed our builds a little bit. I think it was on the Scythe package. The first match, I just didn't draw into it or like see it at all, and I realized like I don't actually need it. So I changed some stuff around the main deck to accommodate for that. And now I'm testing out Snow in the list, a Fairy Tail Snow to send out Beatrice. I think Snow is a better card to draw than Scythe because you pitch off like Qinglong and stuff, or Fuels or Chuche, which is pretty good. It's another thing, Baronde Floor is hard when you're not playing the Adventurer token stuff, or if you're not playing Colt Wing, because that's how you like get level 4s via either like the Adventurer token or the Colt Wing is a level 4 if you have none of the tokens on board. I saw Noah Bagelman's list who was playing a Destrudo to enable that. But yeah, I don't know. I just didn't feel like the play was necessary to go Baron de Fleur. I think the normal board of like Crystal Wing plus Shen plus a few steps Snow and Grave plus Chuche, like that's pretty good. One thing I do want to test though is a Mud Dragon, not to go for like Kaliga or anything, but to go for a Hot Red because Hot Red plays pretty well around Dark Ruler Droplet. So I want to test that. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start things off here. I think we won the die roll this time, so our hand is gonna be Italy, Lulu, Ash, Schwanwu, and the One of Desires. Must be nice. And then his hand is Italy, Vishuda, Right, Taya, and Amin. So drawing the Taya kind of sucks here. But yeah, he has no hand traps going second, so he's gonna be able to free combo here. We're gonna Italy to summon out Amin here. It does suck that this thing's not on summon. Otherwise, we could like do this in draw phase to play around Joel better, but we can't really do that. So this does lose pretty hard to Joel because your Cupid push line obviously doesn't do anything after that. So yeah, that is unfortunate. Also, I searched the wrong target there. We're not searching Spider, we're searching Foxy Tune. And then we're going to activate the effect of Foxy Tune. Then we can pitch the Schwanwu, which is a pretty sick discard. And now we summon the Spider from deck. I mean, we could have searched Spider if we wanted to. Like, we could just normal summon it because like VW doesn't rely on its normal summon too much. But like, it's not super necessary. There might be some hands which are arguable to do that. But like, maybe if you open Kowloon, it's better to do that. But yeah, I didn't feel it was like necessary to do that since like this was a good pitch anyways. Like, if you have like really good cards in your hand, maybe that's like a case to do it. Just like normal summon. Oh yeah, we're gonna search for Gabu. We're paying 6, and then we're gonna go into Halka 5-Rex, and then Halka 5-Rex summon Despot 1. Now you saw this before. We're skipping some steps here, going for Auroradon with the tokens, and then we're gonna desires now. After we did banish or go through all our bricks, and now you can see we have the snow. We banished 3 copies of Lala, which sucks. But apart from that, like it's not too bad. 2 Lily go down as well. So yeah, I am running a little bit low in the names because we banished, how many names is that? We banished 8 names and we banished 10 VW cards. I didn't even notice that. We banished 10 Virtual World cards. That's pretty funny. We're gonna go ahead, go keep your pitch, reduce the level, go for Juju. I think I forgot to make him take the bird damage, but it's not gonna come up here. It could come up though. You don't want to forget that because that. Oh, never mind. All right, we do remember. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and search for a. I think was that a duplicate copy of Lulu. Or was that a Lily? It was a duplicate Lulu. Yeah, we already had a Lulu and a Lily, so I mean the search was a bit redundant, but it's fine. I believe this thing is actually mandatory. Well, the search isn't mandatory, but the burn is. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and Lulu to send Qinglong. The cool thing as well though about the P.U.N.K package, as I actually think about what I'm sending here, is that by searching the Gabu, you actually get access to the card that you can set off of your Zulkin if you don't want to search for like Kowloon, which is pretty cool. Like you can be a bit more flexible. Kind of just depends, but I mean, obviously this gets you your Kowloon anyways. Yeah, I do it this way because I want to make sure that I could send target the trap, in case things go awry. And then here's what I forget. Remember that I did not put Coral Dragon into the list. So yeah, I have to think now about my play. I'm gonna Lily to go ahead and send the Qinglong and the Nian. And oh yeah, here's what I remember. Yeah, so I shouldn't have even summoned this first. I should have just done that. And then off the Lily, well actually no, we're fine because we have Chuche engraved already because we sent it off the Lilies or the Lulu, so it's fine. So yeah, we get Chuche to raise the level. We play this really weird because again, we did not have Coral Dragon, which was a big mistake in deck building. So yeah, fix that afterwards. We're gonna go ahead and Zulkin set Crystal Wing. Zulkin set a card, then summon Crystal Wing. Then we're gonna Qinglong to search for Lily. So we have every name but the Lala, which obviously we banished all 3 of. We pitch Snow again, which is pretty good. Like it's fine to draw this card in comparison to like Scythe. I mean, drawing Scythe isn't horrible either because you just said it obviously, but like it's nice to be able to have like actual good value. So we're gonna go ahead and we went Auroradon to tribute the token to pop the Zulkin just to make space. And then I went ahead and went for the GG to go ahead and send Qinglong summon back Yan. Something that you could do there actually is like I could have tributed 3 monsters to add back a trap, which is something I didn't even consider. But yeah, I guess I want to keep Auroradon on field in case I want to pop something next turn. But that is something to definitely think about. Is that, like you could just like send traps, add stuff back, which is cool. And then we're gonna go for Shen, and then we can go and put back. And then I end a little bit awkwardly with this GG here, but I really just wanted to add back. So yeah, we have Crystal Wing, Shen, Chuche, We have the Snow Engrave, which can also like fuel or Chuche even further. We have the Gabu and we have Ash. So this is 6 interruptions, which is pretty good. Again, I think I could have played this better, so feel free to leave comments in the comment section below if you have any suggestions for that. It draws a Hoppier Squadron again. Yeah, this deck plays a lot of bricks. I thought this deck would be a lot better, but then like I realized that this deck just plays a ton of bricks to do pretty much what Sword Soldier does anyways, which is unfortunate because this deck is cool, but I don't think it's actually that great. So yeah, Army Seer, right, is gonna summon a token. Like we realized this after testing these games is that like, yeah, this deck just plays too many bricks. Gonna go ahead and bring out the Fateful Adventure, and then it gets banished, of course, which matters because Enchantress can add from Grave. I mean, they play 3 of it, so it doesn't matter too much, but could come up. So he's gonna summon out Vishuda, and then we're gonna go ahead and Chuche to pop the Fateful Adventure as he goes to activate it. And then he's gonna normal sub out the Almond. Here I totally actually just neglect to use Fairy Tale Snow. I totally could have, but I just didn't do it. But it's fine. Like I just end up having to spend 2 disruptions on this Baronne Fleur instead of 1, which is obviously not ideal, but it still works because his hand doesn't do a whole ton afterwards. Because we're gonna go ahead and Snow to book, and then we're gonna go ahead and chain Gabu to his Baronne Fleur. And then he knows I have Crystal Wings still. So like his only play was E-Telly there, I believe. So like he get E-Telly and then go into Hawk of Firebrax, but it just gets negated. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move to game 2. He's gonna go first here. So his hand is going to be Lancia, Fateful Adventure, Enchantress, Ashina, and E-Telly. Very, very good hand. And then our hand is Spider, Almond, Fox's Tune, E-Telly, GG. So we have no hand traps this time. Also, again, I set out the Gabu and 1 Almond going second, and I only play 2 Almond in the main deck. So this is actually all the targets. My Fox's Tune's not live right now. So that actually sucks because that blanks a lot of my hand. So yeah, he's gonna go E-Telly or after summoning out the Ashina, and then Almond pay 600 to go search for the Foxy Tune. He's gonna pitch Enchantress, like really sick discard, and then he's gonna go ahead and summon out the Spider, and then he's gonna go for the Enchantress to search for right, and then I'm helping him out here by summoning the token, and then I guess he cited out the trap. He didn't search it here. He went ahead and put out Faithful from the deck as well, of course. Hawk of Firebrax effect is going to go ahead and be chain blocking, or chain blocked by the Fateful, so he can go for Draco back as well. Just like plays on Ash. And he summons out Red Rose here. Then he's going to go for Baronne Fleur, and then going to go and summon out the Roxrose off the Red Rose Dragon. And then he's going to search Basil Rose Shoot off the Roxrose, and then Fateful Adventure can grab the Griffin Rider, go ahead and pitch the Draco back, which will equip itself to the token. And then from here, he'll special out the Griffin Rider, and then he's going to go ahead and synchro for a copy of Yazi, and he's going to Baronne pop the Yazi to go ahead and summon out Tyre from deck off the Yazi. And then Yazi or Tyre effect is going to banish the Yazi to go ahead and summon out the token. And then those two are going to turn it into Chushel. He could have, if he wanted to, like banish Ashina to summon out the Adhara and then do this, so he can like end on Draco Berserker, but I don't think he plays Draco Berserker. So he's going to go ahead and get Tyascend and Chushel adding Blackout, and then go for Basil Rose Shoot, and then you can end on Changing here, which is actually a lot better because it synergizes well with, of course, the Blackout. And he has Lancia as well. So we draw Lancia as the 6th card. To be fair, he would have made a play still, even if it was under Lancia. But yeah, Lancia would have been helpful. Definitely better than what it is doing currently. So I go ahead and normal summon out Almond here because I can E-Telly for a VW name because like these are all my punks anyways, and I can like hopefully like go for GG. And I think I declared the effect and realized I don't have targets left. Yeah, he wasn't gonna Chushel negate this. Yeah, so we go into E-Telly, and we're gonna go and activate GG. I was expecting him to just immediately like go Blackout pop, but he doesn't. But what he does here instead, he just goes Blackout here, targeting Chenging, and then he's just gonna banish literally everything. And we have no follow-up play. And he can read that my hand's weak because like I normal summoned the Almond, and then I like E-Tellied for a VW instead, and I like didn't use the Almond effect. Like he could tell that my hand was weak. So yeah, we just go ahead and pack that one up. And then we were gonna move into game number 3. So I pretty much straight drew all the one-ofs of the Punk package, which is not really what you want to be doing there. But like that's probably like reason enough to like keep Almond in the deck post side, but it's so weird just because like I don't know, like it's just a lot of engine cards in the deck, and it's so hard to find slots to side out. Yeah, we go first game 3. We draw Spider, Lancia, E-Telly, Nianya, and Qinglong. Pretty good hand. And then he has a Foxy Tune, Ghost Ogre, Draco back, and Vishuda. So here's a hand trap this time. And so we're going to have to contend with that. We're going to begin with Vitullo here, and then Amon is going to be the target of choice here. We're going to Amon to pay 600, and then we're going to search for the Foxy Tune. And then here, I already drew the Spider, so I'm going to be forced to summon out another copy of Amon, but we get to pitch Qinglong, which is pretty decent. And I do that because I want the Qinglong engrave, since like right now I don't have any hand VW effects again. So like the backup plan is to go like, if Hulk gets stopped, I can like go normal Yan Yan and then like banish Qinglong to go search Lulu, and that's a play at least. So I don't summon the Spider here, even though I could like normal summon it and then like go for the Gabu. I like to not to do that, because I could always do that afterwards if I could. Like if Hulk goes through, then I already have the VW play, so I don't need to like preserve my normal summon for Yan Yan, and I can just like summon Spider afterwards, and that's fine. And I can just do that at the end. But if like this doesn't go through, I need my normal summon for the Yan Yan. So playing a little bit ahead here. So we're gonna Hulk a 5-Brax effect. He's gonna chain Ghost Ogre to that. And then I actually pivot and then summon out Lulu here. Because now that's like free name for me to target without having to use my normal summon. I can normal summon out the Spider instead, which is pretty decent. Here I go ahead and Qinglong to go ahead and search for another copy of Lulu. And then I pitched Yan Yan. I maybe should have actually pitched the Spider, because like I lose out an interruption there, but I also have way too many tuners right now. Like this is a tuner, this is a tuner, this is a tuner, this is a tuner. If it comes back. I actually have no non-tuners. So I actually think, wait, maybe I should not search Lulu, which is weird. Probably the better play, though, was just to, like, not pitch Nyan, if I want to do it like this. But to be fair, I had no way of searching a monster off the Lulu there, because I would have to use Qinglong to get access to it in the first place. So, like, if I had Lulu and I pitched this, then I would, like, be searching Chuche, but then I would have no way to really get Chuche live, because like, I wouldn't have, like, Nyan in rotation yet. Because then I would have to normal the Nyan to like go into any synchro plays, because I have to go and like charge afterwards. So it's like really, really weird. So instead what I do is just go for GG instead. And then I go GG effect, and I go ahead and send a Qinglong, and then bring back the Yan Yan. I just want to see what I draw off the Charge Warrior here, because at minimum I go Shen Shen Pass. I draw into Lulu, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, we did not actually use the Lulu since we put it back and we search GG instead, so we can go Lulu here, and now we can actually end on a Chuche, which is pretty good. But here, yeah, I have like just a lot of really awkward things right now. We're gonna go ahead and go for Zulkin into Crystal Wing, and I don't go for Shen Shen because I have Lancey in my hand, so I want to make sure that I like, you know, like this cuts off like the Brave stuff and like the Tenyi's engrave and things like that. So I want to like, you know, stop the main threat with Crystal Wing, even though like curtails my follow up a little bit. But I mean, I still have GG add back, and I have Qinglong engrave for next turn, so it's fine. We're gonna go for Crystal Wing off the Zulkin, and then we're gonna go for the Chuche. I mean, if I didn't draw the extra name, I would just end it on the Shen Shen anyhow. But like, this just ends on like the Chuche, and then I can go and normal summon out Spider for Gabu. But it's like really weird. Like these end boards are strange, where I just end on these random names, and I wish like there was a better way to do this, where it didn't end on this. But yeah, if you guys see better lines, feel free to tell me, because I definitely feel like I could be playing these hands a bit better. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead. I got to pay 6 there off the Spider, but we fix it, and then we pass. He draws another brick in the Basil Rose shoot. He has no Red Rose Dragon in hand yet, so he's gonna have to get it off the Hulk of 5-Brax, which is pretty much what we're mainly saving the Crystal Wing for. Also, yeah, I forgot to add back in the end phase off the GG, so we fixed that too. Again, it's testing. So we're gonna go ahead and he's gonna activate Vishuda. I think I didn't chain the Lancey. I'm pretty sure I said, oh yeah, in standby I'm supposed to activate Lancey here as well to play around the Aquamancer or Enchantress. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and so he's normal summoning out, or special summoning out Vishuda rather, and then he's gonna activate Foxy Tune to pitch the Basil Rose. I don't negate this because I pretty much want to save this for like a Hulk of 5-Brax setup. But I don't realize that actually until this hits the board that he can just make a Baronne de Fleur right here. So now I gotta think, because I could Chuche pop this to make sure he doesn't get value, but that kind of loses a little hard to extenders. Also, like loses hard to write, because then I won't have like any way to deal with the Faithful Adventure. So after a lot of deliberation, I think I decided to let this go. And he doesn't actually search off the Amon. I think he just wants to make sure that he gets value off summoning Baronne de Fleur rather than like risking going for Almond, and I crystalline negate it, and then he has no way to Hcabe 5-racks afterwards. Like all he's doing there is like going for right, and then I just pop with Chuche. So yeah, I think he made like a pretty good play. We're gonna go ahead and pop the Baronne de Fleur just before it gets a chance to like pop my Crystal Wing and then force this. Yeah, so we're gonna Chuche and then Gabu, which doesn't make sense because like that plays against the logic of like me trying to play around right anyways, because like, I just played into it. So it didn't really make a ton of sense. But to be fair, like right isn't a big deal because now I can just like negate the Griffin Rider, which is probably good enough. And like if I do that, like if he has right, then he can't go into Hcabe 5-racks if I negate Griffin Rider, because like, well, that's not true because then he could like normal summon a tuner and then go Hcabe 5-racks and do the full combo. So yeah, I definitely played this wrong. I should have just popped the Emanon. And then like I could Griffin negate the Griffin with a Crystal Wing. And if he had a Hcabe 5-racks line afterwards, then I could gob with Hcabe 5-racks. So yeah, that's probably the order I should have done this. So yeah, definitely misplayed here. So yeah, we resolve Chuche, and then he has the right here, summon out the token, and then activate the Fateful from deck, and then Fateful Adventure effect to search for Griffin Rider, and then gonna go ahead and go for Draco back. Yeah, here I'm like, he's like, he's gonna summon the Griffin Rider, and I'm like, well, you should just Draco back, right? First to bounce my Crystal Wing. So yeah, I get punished here for sure. I definitely played this out very poorly. I mean, like the hard draw on Draco back definitely was like one way to do it, but yeah, this is just poorly played on my part. So yeah, I could have ended his entire turn if I just did Chuche, pop Emanon, and then yeah, just like Crystal Wing negate Griffin Rider. I mean, I guess I couldn't account for the Draco back, which was hard drawn. Because I suppose he could do this anyways, and then summon out Griffin Rider, and then like he has a negate for my my Gabu if he had like the tuner extender or tuner normal summon. So I mean, like the Draco back kind of messed with it, but that was also just his last card. So yeah, there's like no world in which you could have both this and the tuner extender. So yeah. Also, I realized I messed up here, by the way. I left the Qinglong banished, and then I realized that this is like really dumb because what I would want to do next turn is activate Qinglong immediately to banish yourself for cost. And then if you change Griffin Rider at any point, I'll already have two different names banished for Chuche because Chuche can't recycle two Qinglongs. So yeah, like I should have done it this way to where like just the immediate activation of Qinglong blanks the Griffin Rider, because then it could just never go back to deck, and then we pretty much effectively stop it. So yeah, I learned quite a lot of interactions here this match, as you could probably tell. So like that's what testing's for. He's gonna clear some of my board here, but we have a lot of follow up. We draw landscape, but it's fine. Like we have Lulu plus Chuche plus Qinglong, so we're pretty well set up even with no Shenshen. And we can Qinglong here to search for Lalo, and then here I think is like where we're discussing like if at any point he activates Griffin Rider, I'm just gonna change Chuche to pop it. So just pretty much going through the motions here. We're gonna go ahead and activate Lulu effect, and then we're gonna activate Lily effect, and then yeah, here's like where he's like thinking, and then he realizes that that's pretty much how the interaction is gonna go, and then we just have like we're gonna be able to push the game for sure. So yeah, ultimately this is a pretty interesting match. I did not play this super optimally, but again, like this is my first time playing with the Punk package. Like these are the first two matches that I have ever played with the Punk cards. So I was still getting pretty accustomed to them, and also like playing VW in general is hard. And then also like interacting with like this deck is like it's not a super popular deck. So like we have to definitely like think about our plays a bit. Yeah, I've been liking main deck Lante though. I think this card's really, really good. I would like to play more hand traps for sure in the list, and I don't know what I would cut for them, or if I just have to go over 40, but really don't want to do the latter, because again, like there's only 12 hand effects for VW, and like your ratios get worse and worse the more cards you add. Like you're less likely to draw VW names, and you already saw that in this deck we don't draw VW names sometimes. That I guess to be fair, there are certain hands or scenarios we can play out of it, as you saw in one of the matches there, in one of the games. But yeah, this deck is cool. I think VW is a pretty sick deck. This is one of the decks that I want to play in the upcoming format. The other one is Dragon Link, which I will be uploading a video on pretty soon here, maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. Not quite sure what my upload schedule is going to be just yet. But yeah, this is pretty solid. I think these are some fun decks. Like I've kind of found that I'm a little bit of a hipster, I'm not gonna lie, where it comes to like I want to play a deck that's good, but I don't want to play the best deck. So I don't really want to play like Phantom Knight or a Sword Soul, which I think are like not clearly top 2, but like for now they're top 2. That could change, but they're the minimum the 2 most popular decks. So yeah, I do want to mess around with like this stuff. Like we're getting the new Vampire card in Battle of Chaos, which I tested with, and that card is kind of crazy. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that. But that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.